Hello everyone, this is Dr. Anjali Rani, Assistant Professor in Department of Commerce, Government Arts and Science College, Karwar. In today's session, let us discuss leasing problems. The financial evaluation from lessor's point of view and lessee's point of view. We have problems under Karnataka University, the Harvard syllabus for 15 marks. Usually these leasing problems we get for case studies. So let's see today from lessor's point of view how to make financial evaluations. The problem that we are going to discuss today is lease or buy decision. To take a machine on a lease basis or to take a machine on a direct purchase basis, which will be more beneficial for a lessee, we are going to discuss today. So one problem which I have taken here is wherein there is a listed company which is interested in acquiring use of an asset costing 5 lakh and it has two options. Okay, now the first option is to borrow the amount at 18% repayable in 5 equal installments, and secondly they have a option to take the asset on a lease basis for a period of 5 years on a year-end rentals of rupees 1,20,000. The corporate tax is 50% and the depreciation on a written down value method at 20%. The asset will have a salvage value of rupees 1,80,000 at the end of the 5th year. So we have to advise the company about to lease or buy the machinery. With the problem, they have also given you the present value table, which is giving you the present value of rupee 1 at 18% discount factor for first year, second year, third year, fourth year and fifth year, and also it has a present value of annuity for rupee 1 at 18% per annum, which is supposed to be 3.127. Fine. So let's learn now the problem on lessee's point of view, whether to take an asset from the company on its own or to take it on a lease basis. So there are steps which are included in solving this problem to lease or buy. Starts with, firstly you will have to find out the total loan amount, what is supposed to be the loan installment, and secondly the schedule of loan payment. Thirdly, you will have to see how to find out how much is the depreciation, if it is whichever the method, whether it's a straight line method or a written down value method, you have to calculate the depreciation, and then you have to calculate the present value of after tax cash outflow under buying option, then calculation of present value of after tax cash outflow under leasing option. Later we will have to evaluate. We have to compare the present value of after tax cash outflow of buying option with leasing option, compare it, evaluate it and make a decision to take it on a lease basis or to take a asset on the firm directly to buy the asset. Fine. So for this problem, firstly we will calculate the how much is the loan installment. Now as I told you, if you remember, like I told you, so what was the amount of the company's, if you see here, the asset is costing how much? 5 lakh rupees asset is costing. Fine. So we will check out for this 5 lakh total amount of the asset. If you take it, if you go for buying it at 18%, 5 equal installment, how much is the each equal 5 installment, how much is the installment cost? So this we are going to check out now. Fine. So how are we going to do it? We will calculate based on the loan installment, which is the formula amount of loan divided by present value of factor for annuity. Now present value factor for the annuity, as I showed you, is 3.127. Loan amount is 5 lakh. So as you see, the loan installment we are getting here is 5 lakh divided by 3.127, that is rupees 1,59,898. Now we will calculate schedule of loan payment. For calculating schedule of loan payment, we will check out initially how many years it is. 5 years, right? So for 5 years the loan amount is 5 lakh. Installment amount just now we have calculated, if you remember. Installment amount is 1,59,898. So we will take the loan 5 lakh installment amount, and then we will calculate how much is the interest at 18%. We will see how much is the principal amount and also the loan balance. Fine. So for the first year, when you are calculating, loan is 5 lakh, installment amount which is 1,59,898 as we have calculated it. Then we have interest on 1,59,898, 18%. When you calculate the interest comes is 90,000. Fine. So from this total loan installment, deduct the interest, you will get to know how much is the principal. So of the 5 lakh, the principal amount that you are repaying is 69,898. So how much is the loan pending now? Loan pending is 4,30,102. So the same way we are calculating for the second year. Now of the balance remaining 4,30,000 loan, we will calculate how much is the interest. Installment, which is equal installment for all 5 years. So 1,59,898 is the installment amount. On 4,30,102, when you calculate 18%, the interest is 77,418. So the interest you are calculating on the loan amount, not on the installment amount. Remember this. So the loan amount is, for the second year remaining loan is, balance remaining is 4,30,102. On this 18% is the interest when you calculate. So the remaining, so this is much is the 77,418 is the interest. Installment we have is 1,59,898. Installment minus interest, you will get the principal. So this principal minus it from the loan amount, you will get the balance remaining. So 4,30,000 is a loan installment, 4,30,000 loan minus the principal, what you will get is the balance remaining. So this balance we will take it for the third year beginning, how much is the loan remaining. Now loan remaining 3,47,622. Same way we have calculated the installment. How will you calculate the interest? Interest you are going to calculate on the loan balance. So the loan balance is 62,572 is the interest that we have calculated on 3,47,622 rupees loan at 18%. So this interest minus it from the installment, you will get to know how much is the principal. Then you will have a balance. Same way you are calculating it for the fourth year, then you are going to calculate for the fifth year also. So how much is the balance remaining for the fifth year? 1,35,451. On that calculate the interest and then adjust your installment amount. So this is your loan payment schedule which we have calculated. We will calculate now how much is the depreciation. Depreciation, as it has been told, is on a written down value method. Now asset is costing how much? 5 lakh. Depreciation is 20%. On 5 lakh 20% depreciation, we have 1 lakh as a depreciation. Second year on the remaining amount 4 lakh, again 20%. Third year again on the remaining amount from the 4 lakh 80,000, so remaining is 3 lakh 20. On that 3 lakh 20% is the depreciation, you get 64,000. 3 lakh 20 minus 64,000, you will get to know how much is the remaining amount of the asset value. 2 lakh 56 for fourth year. For fifth year you have 2,04,800 as a asset value remaining, and then amount of depreciation you have is 40,960. 60 for the 5th year. So this is your total amount of depreciation. Now what we are going to do as per the steps I told you, we have calculated now. We'll just have a revision. Now what we did, we first calculated the loan installment, then we calculated how much is the interest, then we calculated how much is the depreciation. So we have now with us interest amount as well as the depreciation amount. Now what is the tax rate charge? Tax rate charge is 50%. So what we are going to do now? We are going to calculate the present value of cash outflow. Fine. So calculation of present value of after tax cash outflow under buying option we are going to calculate now. Now under this, so like I said, loan installment we have taken, interest we had calculated already. Of that, since tax amount is 50% of whatever the interest that we have calculated, 50% we are taking. Same way we are going to take depreciation 50% of whatever we have calculated. If you remember, in the first year interest we had calculated was 90,000. So of that 50%, 45,000 we have taken. Similarly, we have also taken on the depreciation 50% since tax rate is 50%. So the savings on the depreciation is again 50%. So total of this interest and the depreciation, how much it is? 45,000 plus 50,000. So total of interest plus depreciation tax savings is 95,000. Now what is the total on this? See, the loan installment is how much? Loan installment is, see the second column. Loan installment is 1,59,898. Of this loan installment, less the total amount of tax saving, that is 95,000. So 1,59,898 less 95,000 tax savings, you have a cash outflow which is supposed to be 64,898. Now what we will do? We will take the present value factor of rupee 1 for the first year as it was given in the question itself. How much was the present value factor at 18% for rupee 1? It is rupee 1 at the end of the first year, it gets discounted to 8.847 paise. Fine. So what we are going to do now? We are going to consider here multiply this cash outflow with the present value factor. You will get to know present value of cash outflow for the first year. So multiply this column cash outflow with the present value factor. You will get to know first year cash present value of cash outflow is how much? 54,969. Similarly, we are going to calculate for second year, for third year, for fourth year, and we are going to calculate for the fifth year. So for all these years we have already calculated the interest. Of that interest that we had calculated earlier, we are taking 50% of that here. Because tax savings is 50%, tax is 50%, so remaining 50% is the savings. Now depreciation we have calculated the similarly, interest plus depreciation, you've got the total amount of tax savings. So this total amount of tax savings deduct it from the loan installment. So loan installment less the tax savings, what you will get is a cash outflow. Multiply this cash outflow with the present value factor as given in the question. So for the first year, second year, third year, fourth year, fifth year, discounted value of the rupee 1 is given here. Multiply this with the cash outflow. You get to know how much is the present value of the cash outflow. Now what is the total present value of the cash outflow for all the 5 years? That is supposed to be 2,85,344. Now we are going to take on this less salvage value. Salvage value is how much? 1,80,000 as given there. The salvage value is 1,80,000. Multiply this with the fifth. Since the salvage value is at the end of the fifth year. Now fifth year, how much is the present value factor? Present value factor for the fifth year is 0.437. So multiply this with the salvage value. You get to know today if at the end of the fifth year it is 1,80,000. So the value of that, present value of that, at the end of fifth year, if it is 1,80,000, present value of that is 78,660. So we will get to know present value of cash outflow under buying option. Cash outflow under buying option is 2,66,684. Now present value of cash outflow under buying option is 2,30,000. 6,684. Fine. Now what we are going to do? We will check out under lease option how much is the total cash outflow. Fine. Now under lease option we will see calculation of present value of after tax cash outflow under lease option. Now under lease option, how much is the lease rental? For all the 5 years it is the same lease rental which is supposed to be 1,20,000. Fine. Tax savings is 50,000. So on 1,20,000, 50% tax savings means 60,000 is the tax savings. After tax cash flow 1,20,000 minus tax savings. So cash outflow is 60,000 there. Now present value of annuity for all the 5 years here we are taking it together. We are not taking it every year. Because why we are not taking it every year? Because here the lease rental is same for all the years. When series of payment is same for all the years, directly you will take present value of annuity. When the every year's amount is different, you take every year present value, isn't it? Now here we are taking directly the annuity value which is supposed to be 3.127. Now 60,000 multiplied by 3.127. So what is the total present value of cash outflow under lease option? That is 1,87,620. Now what we are going to do? We will evaluate. What are we going to evaluate? We are going to check under lease option how much is the money that will go from the company, how much is the cash outflow from the company. If instead of taking the asset on the lease base, if we buy that, how much is the total cash outflow from the company? We'll just go back and check it out quickly. Fine. Okay. So under buying option, how much it is? 2,06,684 is the total cash outflow. Under buying it is 2,06,684 is the total cash outflow. Now under lease option how much it is? 1,87,620 is the total cash outflow. Now what did we evaluate? We will check where we are having less cash outflow. Wherever it is less cash outflow means that much is a savings for us, right? So we are going to evaluate, compare cash outflow with leasing with cash outflow under buying option, and then we'll have to make a decision. Now what is the decision here? Decision here is wherever the cash outflow is less, that is supposed to be the option to be chosen. Fine. So where we have a less cash outflow under buying or under leasing, the present value of cash outflow under lease option is lesser than the present value of cash outflow under buying option. So what we are going to do? So we are going to advise the firm that it is better to take the asset on lease basis rather than taking it on a buying basis, because the cash outflow is less in the lease option whereas cash outflow is more in the buy option. So it is advised to take the asset on a lease basis. So the problem was very simple, right? So today we learned about to take a asset on lease or to buy the asset decisions we have learned. Thank you.